Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing puzzle number 67 in the Fiendish Logic Puzzle book from Puzzle Baron and Stephen P. Ryder. This one is called Classroom Size. You may be wondering what happened to puzzle number 66 if you're following along with me. And if you are following along, then you probably know that puzzle 66 is based around a bunch of dates that are in July. So I thought it'd be fun to save that one for July, especially considering that one of the dates in that week is my birthday. It's like the week of my birthday. So I thought I'd save it to be a fun birthday special. But now seems as good a time as any to remind my audience that if there's any puzzle that hasn't released yet, I record these very far in advance. So I think if the plan is to show this one in January, February, I'm recording it in October. So if there's any particular puzzle that you want, you're having trouble with, please feel free to request it in the comments. Because very good chances that it's already done, or if not, I could do it for you, because I want to help. So if you really want to see puzzle 66 before my birthday, let me know. And if not, then let's get into puzzle number 67, because we have some big classes that are going to be broken into small learning groups that meet in 7 different rooms, in 7 different sizes, with 7 different teachers and 7 different subjects. Okay, so we have a list clue to start. It looks like an incomplete list. Okay, where's my orange pen? Okay, the chemistry class. Mr. Warner's class, which is in room 412. That's great. Which is in room 412. Great, we got an affirmative clue right off the bat. The 2 courses in rooms 122 and 322, and Mr. Brady's class all have a different total number of students in them. Okay? So basically this tells us that Mr. 412 and Mr. Warner can't be chemistry, neither can Mr. Brady. And 122, 322, and 412 all can't be chemistry, or those, well, 412 can be Mr. Warner, but they can't be Mr. Brady. So I think that's 5 of the 7 on that list. Okay. Either pre-calculus or Latin is room 122. All right, and that is on our list, so I'll keep that in mind. You know what's funny is out of these lists, out of the list of names here, Mr. Warner and Mr. Brady were both teachers I had for the same subject. They're both my physics teachers in high school, and they're both on the list. That's pretty funny for me. Number 3, the class with 39 students is either chemistry or in room 322. All right, now, we could cross out that 332 can't be chemistry, but we already knew that because both of these options are on our list. That tells us that the 39 students can't be anything else on the list either, so it couldn't be 412 or Mr. Brady or Mr. Warner. I did it for 37, didn't I? Pardon me. All right, and it can't be 122. So it has to either be 322 or chemistry. Number 4, the course in room 215 has 2 fewer students in it than the biology class, which isn't in room 4 through 314. Okay, so biology isn't in 314. I realized too late that I'm using pen for the X's, which I shouldn't be doing. Please forgive me. Hopefully we get this in one go. Okay, and now 215 has 2 fewer students than biology, so 215 is not biology. All right, so biology has 2 more students than 215, so biology can't be first, 215 can't be last. The chemistry class has 10 more students in it than the course in room 405. So 405 is not chemistry. And if you couldn't tell from the last clue, we're looking at increments of 2 students. So 10 is a lot. As a matter of fact, if 405 had the least amount of students, then the least that chemistry could be is 10 more than that is 39. And if chemistry had the most, then the most that 405 could be is 31, so not very much at all. Mr. Ellis's class has somewhat fewer students in it than Spanish class, which isn't taught by Mr. Avery. So Mr. Avery is not Spanish. And Spanish has slightly more than Mr. Ellis, so Mr. Ellis can't have the most, Spanish can't have the least, and Mr. Ellis can't be Spanish. Speaking of Spanish class, of Mr. Ray's class and the class in 322, which is on the list, by the way, one is Spanish and the other has 37 students in it. So Mr. Ray is not 322. All right, and the Spanish class doesn't have 37 students. There we go. Okay, so the Spanish has to either be Mr. Ray or any teacher who could teach in room 322. So not Mr. Brady. Not Mr. Warner. Oh, and same for, well, yep, same for the 37 students, I suppose. Oh, good. Good. Art class is either Mr. Brady or the one in room 122. Okay. Once again, Mr. Brady and 122 are both on the list, so art class can't be anything else on the list. So art can't be 322. It could be Mr. Warner, but it can be Mr. Brady, but it can't be Mr. Warner. So no 412. It could be Mr. Brady, but not Mr. Warner. So cross that out too. And yeah, art couldn't be chemistry anyway. Also, art could be, yeah, well, it already looks like that. Art could be 122 or any classroom Brady could be, but it already looks about right. Oh, wait. So going back to this. So 37 has to either be Mr. Ray or 322. Yeah, so 412, get rid of that too. Good. Mistake is fixed. Okay, of the course in room 120 and the pre-calculus class. One has 41 students, the other is taught by Mrs. Paul. And finally, Mr. Ray's class, which is not in room 122, where is it? Has 8 more students than Algebra 1, so it can't be Algebra 1 either. Mr. Ray is not algebra. In fact, Mr. Ray has 8 more students than algebra. Not as narrow a gap as chemistry and 405, but that's still a lot. Okay, so if Algebra 1 had the very least amount of students, the least Mr. Ray could have is 8 more than that, which would be 37. And if Mr. Ray had the most students, the most Algebra could have is 8 less than that, which is 33. Okay. So that's our first round. I really wish I had my orange pen so I could have a different color. My desk was clean today. I'm not just being... Oh, what do I just found? Fortunately, we only found one affirmative so far. And it was the very first clue. But we'll do better going forward. We'll start back at the top. Oh, yep, no, I thought for a second I'd have to line up, clean up the board a bit, but nope, we're good. Okay. Okay. I just want to note that 122... Okay, wait, room 122 can't be the art class, because 122 is either pre-calculus or Latin, so the art class is Mr. Brady. Great, that means we found it on the list, and, you know, it means we found it. Mr. Brady is art. No, I'm not going back to the pencil. We're gonna be brave today. Lovely. So let's line up art with Brady. Art, yes. Lovely. Okay. Anything else that I was missing? Okay. Number 1, the chemistry class, Mr. Warner, which is 412. The 2 courses in 122 and 322, and Mr. Brady, which is art, are all different. The different number of total students, so they're different classes. As we just said, pre-calculus or Latin is room 122. All right. The course with 39 students is either chemistry class or 322. All right. Okay, 215 has 2 fewer students in it than biology. That's still good. Mr. Ellis has somewhat fewer students in it, in his class, than Spanish, which isn't taught by Mr. Avery. Okay. Mr. Ellis has to be somewhat less than Spanish, still good. Of Mr. Ray's class, in the class in 322, 1 is Spanish, the other has 37 students. Okay. Okay, of 122 in the pre-calc class, 1 has 41 students, the other is taught by Mrs. Paul. Then, well, let's see. Well, here's something. For 41 students. No, that's not something. No. I was gonna say that Mr. Brady couldn't be 41 because it has to be, yeah. So 120 has to either be 41 or any amount that Miss Paul can be, but at this point Miss Paul can only not be 41, so that doesn't help us much. Mr. Ray can't be 405, and 405 also couldn't be chemistry, just doesn't line up, that's something. And Mr. Ray's class has 8 more students than algebra, so he could have 37. So 37 students must either be room 322 or any room that Mr. Ray could have. And we have right here that Mr. Ray can't be 122. Why is that? Oh, of course. Mr. Ray can't be 122, so that can't be 37. Okay, Mr. Ray can't be 405, but that's already not 37, and then can't be 412. So we just eliminated that, but that's something, that's something. And Mr. Ray has 8 more students in Algebra 1. Okay, start back at the top again. So Mr. Ray. Oh, I forgot to put this here. Let's see, Mr. Brady's class has 2 more students than the room 322. I must have missed that one. 2 more students. Good. And that's art, so we'll add that. Okay, how about this? Let's see. I'd love it if I could prove that Mr. Brady couldn't be in room 120, because then he couldn't have 41 students, and 39 couldn't be room 22, so we'd know that. But in the meantime, we'll settle by writing out some relationships, because Mr. Brady has 2 more than 322. He's also art. Okay. Biology is 2 more. Okay, so 215 is 2 fewer than biology. So that tells us that Mr. Brady isn't biology, which we already knew. Not too much helpful there. Okay, so Mr. Ray has 8 more students than algebra. Okay. Yeah, so Spanish class could be 322 or any room that Mr. Ray could be in, so not 405. Besides that. Okay. Yes. Okay, so Spanish has to be somewhat more than Mrs. Ellis. Okay, can't be 37. So, Mr. Ray has to either have 37 students or as many as the Spanish class, so he can't be the first, he's already not, great. But he also can't be 322, so we cross that out. Also, 322 can't be the least. And Mr. Brady is 2 more than 322, so we get rid of that. Now, Mr. Brady can't be 405 because he doesn't line up. So I think 405, it can't be chemistry. It can't be Mr. Warner because he's 412. It's not 122 or 322, and now it can't be Mr. Brady. So 405 isn't on the list. Just something to keep note of. You know anything else about pre-calculus besides that it could be in room 122? What do we know about room 122? That it's not art class. It's not Mr. Ray. I guess that's it. Oh, the pre-calculus class. Okay. So pre-calculus. 122 is either pre-calculus or Latin. Pre-calculus has to either be 41 students or Miss Paul. Any reason why 122 couldn't be any of those things? That. And that. Any other rooms we know anything about that aren't on the list? How about 322? Okay, so 39 is either chemistry or 322. And 322 is also Spanish or 37. Okay, how about this? The class with 39 students is either chemistry class or room 322. 322 is either Spanish or has 37 students. Now, if it had 39 students, it obviously wouldn't have 37, so it needs to either be chemistry or Spanish in that 39 students. Chemistry or Spanish. Come on. Nothing else can take that. Okay, now since Latin and pre-calculus both can't be 39, because it has to either be chemistry or be 322, which means it would be Spanish. 122 can't be 39. I guess we already got that. Okay, well that's something. Oh, and 35 can be neither 322 or Mr. Ray, so it can't be Spanish either. There we go. .215 has 2 fewer than biology, so okay, no, that's right out. So 37 can only be 120 or 314. 314, of course, is not biology. Oh, no. Okay. Mr. Ellis has somewhat fewer students than Spanish, which isn't Mr. Avery. Of Mr. Ray's class, and 322, one is Spanish, the other has 37 students. Okay, so the pre-calculus has to either be Miss Paul or any class that could have 41 students, so it can't be Mr. Ellis. Okay, and Spanish. Okay. Okay. So could Mr. Ray have 41 students? Well, he can't teach pre-calculus unless it has 37 students, right? Could a Spanish class be in room 120? Darn, I guess it could. Let's look. Oh. 39 is either chemistry or Spanish. Does that come up anywhere else? And Spanish has to either be 322 or else it's not on the list. If we could find one other thing that isn't on the list, then we would know. Well, one other room, I mean, that isn't on the list, then we'd know. So 215. I know that has 2 fewer students in biology. So 120 has to either be Mrs. Paul or anyone who could teach 41 students, so not Mr. Ellis. What's the one with the 37? Okay, so 322 has to either be Spanish class or any class that can have 37 students in it. So not algebra. Biology's still good, but not chemistry. Wait, yeah, not chemistry. And then, well, I guess all we eliminated was algebra, but that's something. Well, 37 students at this point can only be room 120 or 314. Ugh, I'm so dumb. How did I not realize this? Okay, so 322. Okay, let me explain it. Basically, 322 can't have 37 students in it, so it has to be Spanish class. Now, it can't be 37 because 322 has to be 2 less than Mr. Brady, and Mr. Brady can't be 39 because 39 is either chemistry or 322, which neither of those Mr. Brady could be. So 37 students has to be Mr. Ray because it can't be 322. There we go. How long were you yelling at your screens for that one? Because I didn't notice. Mr. Ray has 37 students, and he has 8 more students than Algebra 1. That's 29. Lovely. And 122. That's good. Mr. Ray can only have... There we go. Okay. So 32 is Spanish class. Almost completely done, except of course for this. 22 comes Spanish. Okay, so Spanish is now either Miss Newton or Mrs. Paul. Okay. And it's found on the list. Okay. And Mr. Ray is not 122. We already have that. Algebra, art, chemistry, Latin or pre-calc. Good. Spanish. Okay, what do we know about Spanish? Mr. Ellis has somewhat fewer students in it than Spanish. And Spanish is 322. Okay? So Mr. Ellis has somewhat fewer than room 322. And Mr. Avery is not 322. Oh, that was fast. Okay, so Spanish can only be Miss Paul or Mrs. Paul or Mr. Ray. No, Mrs. Paul or Mrs. Newton. But Mrs. Paul can only be pre-calculus, which isn't Spanish, or 120. Spanish is room 322. Therefore, Spanish can't be Mrs. Paul, it has to be Mrs. Newton. There we go, Mrs. Newton. Right, now Mrs. Newton has to line up with 322. Okay, good. Lovely. Oh, in Spanish. Good. All right, and Mr. Ellis has somewhat fewer students in it than Spanish, so Mr. Ellis has to be less than Miss Newton. So that's right out. Oh, Mr. Ellis can't be chemistry. So chemistry is either Mrs. Paul or Mr. Avery. Okay, so chemistry isn't pre-calc, but could it be room 120? I don't see why not yet, but we'll keep looking at it. 41 students is either Mr. Brady, Mr. Avery, or Mr. Warner. Okay. Mr. Brady has 2 more and 322. So he's still good. Okay. So 39 students is either chemistry or Spanish. Oh, we got that, good. All right, 214 has 2 fewer students in it than biology, which is in 314. Okay, Mr. Brady has 2 more students in it than 322. Chemistry has 10 more students in it than 405. Okay, and then 120 in the pre-calculus class. One has 41, the other is Mrs. Paul. So 120 can only be Mrs. Paul or anyone who could be 41 students, which is pretty... Can't be Miss Newton anymore. Can't be Mr. Ray anymore. So Mr. Warner, Mr. Brady, Mr. Avery. But it couldn't be Mr. Warner, of course. There we go. Oh, so that gives us our Mr. Ray, right? Because 120 has to either be 41 students or Mrs. Paul. Mr. Ray is not obviously isn't Mrs. Paul, but is 37 students, not 41. So that can't be 120. So it must be what's left. That's 314. And 314 is not the biology class. So not biology. And then biology is 2 less than, yeah, is 2 more than 215, right? Okay, so... Oh, so now Mr. Ray is... Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, now Mr. Ray can only be Latin or pre-calc, but he can't be 122, and that also can only be Latin or pre-calc. So now we have 2. Both Mr. Ray and 122 can only be Latin or pre-calc, so anything that can't be one of those 2 things. So, for example, okay, so Latin and pre-calc, they can only be in 122 or any room that or the room Mr. Ray is in, 314. But that's it. No one else can take that. There. So 37. That's what's your right. Yeah, so Latin and pre-calc can only be room 122 or 314 because that's Mr. Ray's room. Oh, I should check that off while I'm at it. Yes. Oh. So the pre-calc. Oh, but we're now saying that Mr. Ray has to either be Latin or pre-calc. Pre-calc has to either be 41 or Mrs. Paul. So if Mr. Ray couldn't be 120, then he couldn't be pre-calculus either. So he must be Latin, and room 122 must be pre-calculus. Lovely. Ooh, I got a little carried away there. Trying to cover up the orange. Okay, and that gives us our Latin. Oh yeah. Okay, Latin. It's our first complete set, I think. Okay, so pre-calc is 122. Okay, so 41 has to either be room 120 or the room with pre-calculus, which we now know is 122. So that's it. Okay, and pre-calculus is either 41 or Mrs. Paul. Latin. Okay, it looks like 405 and 412 now can only be algebra or biology. So that means no one else can take those slots. Oh, that should already be crossed out. Okay. So that means Mr. Brady, aka Art, is either 120 or 215, and chemistry is the same. So biology can't be here. Algebra can't be there either, but it's not. So algebra has to either be, yep. Okay, it looks like Mrs. Paul and Mr. Avery both can only be chemistry or pre-calculus. So no one else could take that slot. Okay. So algebra must either be Mr. Ellis or Mr. Warner. Okay, what else? Chemistry. Mr. Avery isn't the Spanish, we knew that. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 37 is 314. Mr. Ray, so not Mr. Mortar or Mr. Brady, and it's Latin, not chemistry. So that's the other one that's not on the list. That means these two have to be on the list. They have to be, they have to be either chemistry or Brady, art or chemistry. So Mrs. Paul or Mr. Avery. But not Mr. Ellis, right? Let's see. Yeah, they have to either be Mr. Brady and art or anyone who could be chemistry. Chemistry can only be... Yeah, and chemistry can't be Mr. Ellis, therefore... Can't be... It can't be 215. Mr. Ellis must be 405. There we go. That narrows him down quite a bit. And Mr. Ellis is somewhat less than Spanish. Okay, so chemistry has 10 more students in it than Mr. Ellis. Okay, 215 has 2 fewer students in it than biology. We crossed out 215 for 29, so biology can't have 31. Okay. Yep, so Mr. Ellis can't be biology. That means he must be algebra, which means he must be the first one. Chemistry must be here. 39 is chemistry class. All right. It's also found on the list, of course. Okay, so biology, 215. All right, so 215 can't be chemistry now, so it must be art, and it must be Mr. Brady. That means the other one, 120, becomes chemistry. Okay, and 215 and Mr. Brady only overlap in one spot. .405, that's Mr. Ellis, yes. Algebra, good. Okay, then biology becomes Mr. Warner. Okay, doesn't overlap there. Okay, and that gives us our Mr. Warner in our biology. 2 less than that is, yep, 215, good. Art is Mr. Brady. Pre-calculus is here, and that's 122. And Mr. Avery. Okay, and we have Mrs. Paul here, and she is chemistry. Miss Spanish is here. And that was Mrs. Newton, and that was 322. So that should be everything. Okay. Let's fill in this chart. It looks like we have, with 29 students, we have room 405, Mr. Ellis, and algebra. In 31, we have 322, Mrs. Newton with Spanish. Then 215, we have 33 students, Mr. Brady and art. 35 is room 412, Mr. Warner. Biology. 39 is room 120, Mrs. Paul. And chemistry. And then finally, 41 students in classroom 122, and that is Mr. Avery and pre-calculus. Let's check our answers in the back of the book. There we go. Okay. All right. 405, 322, 215, 412, 314, 120, 122. Good. Ellis, Newton, Brady, Warner, Ray, Paul, and Avery. Good. And algebra, Spanish, art, biology, Latin, chemistry, pre-calculus. We got it. And it looks like the board's all filled up. Voila. Thanks for watching.